Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry for my absence this past week or so. I had an ear infection. Dr. Booker here has been taking care of me, but now I'm back to normal. Say hi, Dr. Booker. He's just camera shy, don't mind him. Anyway, while I was laid up with balance issues and nearly deaf in one ear, I had plenty of time to sit and read, that's for sure. So I picked up another furry manga. Turned out to be another boy love manga. I'm well aware that the furry fandom is 90% gay or bi, and I'm just the odd owl out for being completely straight. But hey, I'm secure enough in my own sexuality to read just about anything. So let me tell you about this new standalone furry manga that I found. The same person that did the wise beasts of the Wizarding Wisdoms brings us Monotone Blue. Monotone Blue follows the story of super apathetic domestic cat Hachi and his perfect grades social shut-in classmate Owie. Owie is a lizard, and by his coloring and markings, I think he's meant to be a skink. The book just says lizard, though, probably just because it rolls off the tongue a little better. The story takes place in only two locations, a classroom and a roof-access stairwell. Yeah, this is a high school romance, and as much as I hate that formula, there's not a lot of choice when it comes to furry manga, so here I am. Owie transfers into the school, and it's quickly apparent that he is the only lizard in the whole school. All the other characters are cats and dogs, which makes him a bit of a target for bullying. He's a straight-A student who claims that studying is the only thing that he's good at. Also, strangely enough, he keeps his tail covered at all times. Hachi, on the other hand, is a completely apathetic layabout who gets zeros on his tests because he just doesn't bother writing anything on them. He sleeps through all of his classes and spends a good deal of time in the school stairwell area that leads to the roof, which he's claimed as his personal alone time territory. Now, things continue as normal. Hachi is not impressed with the goody-goody transfer student, until he sees his tail. Owie's tail is a bright cobalt blue. This fascinates Hachi, who immediately gets handsy and begs Owie to see it and play with it every chance he gets. All the while keeping it a secret from their fellow classmates, of course. The I'll show you mine if you show me yours flags are definitely going up on this one, let me tell you. One thing of note, however, is that Owie's tail should be much longer than it actually is at his age. Being that he's a skink, that means that his tail has been detached at some point in the past after a physical altercation that he had to get away from. Many species of lizards have detachable tails that they use to get away from predators. I won't go into too much detail, but it's been over a year since then and he is still trying to grow it back. Now, fun fact about cats, they see shades of blue far more brilliantly than many other animals do. The way their eyes are structured, they see blue, yellow, and green far more intensely than some other species. This makes Owie's tail that much more interesting to him, and he wants to spend more time around the guy. As they do so, they get into all the usual high school shenanigans, including physical ones. Owie has trouble regulating his body temperature, as when he gets too cold, he gets very sick and weak. This even includes simple things like cold rainstorms. Hachi, on the other hand, gets too hot because of all of his fur, especially during the warmer months when this takes place. You can guess what happens then. So, this is a BL manga. How spicy does it get? I can hear you asking, don't worry. Well, not very, to be honest. There's some hand-holding, being crammed into a locker together, some fairly innocent cuddling, but that's kind of the extent of it. While I would soundly agree with the volume's older teen rating, there's nothing like pearl-clutchingly naughty about it. I would call this puppy love, infatuation or even a high-end bromance at the end of the day. It is a single volume standalone manga, so there's not a lot of room for character development or huge overarching stories, but it does its job to be cute, occasionally perverted, and by and large satisfying to read. No one is declaring their undying affection here, and the fact that a good chunk of their relationship is based on physical attraction on Hachi's side, it's at least a realistic look at the topic of high school relationships. This is the point in your life when you start noticing other people, male or female, as sexually attractive and have the will to start acting on it. That is 100% normal, and Monotone Blue respects that without dressing it up as fate or soulmates or anything like that. Boy meets boy, boy thinks boy's tail is nice, other boy doesn't mind his tail being touched a lot. It's not complicated, and it doesn't need to be. Monotone Blue really leans into its choice of species that it uses. It doesn't dwell on being politically correct and has just enough physical fun to come across as light and fluffy gay without turning into serious relationship gay or entangling any sort of real drama. It's there to be bright and hopeful and sprinkles in a little bit of body positivity and self-healing post-trauma. It's a good feeling to focus on in a story like this. I definitely recommend it.